The biggest problem facing Korean society is the frequent occurrence of Jeonse fraud, which is a type of housing lease scam. Jeonse is a unique aspect of South Korean real estate. Unlike monthly rent, Jeonse refers to the payment of a lump sum deposit for property that is refunded when the tenant moves out. Unfortunately, Jeonse fraud is currently rampant in Korea, with many young people in their 20s and 30s falling victim to scams. Between July 2022 and April 2023, 1,406 cases of Jeonse fraud were reported, resulting in 227.8 billion won in damages. According to reports, 20.2% of the victims were in their 20s, 49.9% were in their 30s, 18.1% were in their 40s, 11.5% were in their 50s. The prevalence of Jeonse fraud is concerning, with several cases resulting in the tragic loss of life. The obsession with real estate in Korea is due to the fact that homes are viewed as more than just a place to live. They are also seen as an investment and a way to accumulate wealth. Real estate issues have become a significant political, economic, and social problem in Korea, hindering the Koreans' growth. So from now on, we can now learn about the Jeonse fraud. The origins of Jeonse can be traced back to the Japan-Korea Treaty of 1876. In 1876, the first modern and unequal treaty signed by Joseon with the foreign country, Japan. Following the treaty, Western powers began to enter Joseon, which led to a significant population increase in Seoul as ports in Busan, Wonsan, and Incheon were opened. Jeonse emerged as a solution to the shortage of residential space in the city, with the prices varying depending on the type of housing. At the time, Jeonse prices were typically around half the price of the house, with expensive properties costing up to 7 or 8 times the house price. The lease period was usually 1 year, reflecting the interest of both landlords and tenants before the housing finance market was well established. Landlords could use Jeonse fund to fill their insufficient housing fund, while tenants could rent a property for half the price of the house without paying interest every month. The Jeonse system became more established during the Korean War and industrialization period as the housing shortage worsened. Although land and housing prices soared due to rapid economic growth, there was a lack of public housing inventory to replace Jeonse. As a result, Jeonse became a fixture in Korean society, with prices rising from 70.3% in 1975 to 29.7% in 1995. The problem of Jeonse fraud is particularly worrying, with the tenants using Jeonse as a way to raise a large amount of money for the deposit and landlord using it as interest-free seed money for investment. The multi-house speculation culture, where landlords purchase several properties using the deposit paid by tenants, has led to gap investment, a speculative buying behavior. With the gap investment, landlords make a profit when housing prices rise, but it becomes problematic when housing prices and Jeonse prices plummet. During the Moon Jae-in government, a low interest rate trend led to a culture of young people taking out loans to buy houses, resulting in a significant rise in housing prices. However, when housing prices began to fall, Jeonse prices followed suit. As interest rates increased, it became challenging to obtain loans, and landlords were unable to recover their investment in the deposit. Meanwhile, tenants were left without their deposit money. However, the problem with Jeonse is the issue of Jeonse fraud. For tenants, Jeonse is a way to acquire a large sum of money for residential purposes, while for landlords, it serves as interest-free seed money for investment. This has given rise to a multi-house speculation culture, where landlords purchase several houses using lease paid by tenants. In particular, gap investment is a significant issue where a large number of houses with a small difference between deposit and sale price are purchased using Jeonse deposit as a means of speculative buying. This system yields profit when housing prices rise, but it becomes problematic if both housing and Jeonse prices drop. The biggest reason for Jeonse fraud in Korea is related to the housing price problem, where lower interest rates have led to the emergence of a young which manages to pull everything together, culture of buying houses even if they take out unreasonable loans. As a result, many people have bought homes over 30 times with the housing prices skyrocketing. However, when housing prices fell, it became difficult to get loans and landlords were unable to recover their investment in the deposit, while tenants were unable to get their deposit back. This has led to a charter fraud. Consider, for example, a scenario in which a landlord purchases a house for 100 million won, receives 50 million won in loans, and charges a lease of 30 million won. If the landlord used the loan of 50 million won as collateral for the house, the collateral value amounts to about 80 million won. However, the issue arises when the housing prices drop below the collateral value. In such a situation, the loan bank demands the repayment of the loan from the landlord, who may be unable to repay it, leading to the house being auctioned off. Houses sold at auction fetch only about 60–70% of their usual market price, which in this case amounts to approximately 50 million won. Consequently, the tenant is required to repay the senior loan with this amount, leaving them unable to recover the 30 million won deposit. In particular, as the so-called villa kings who owned hundreds to more than 1,000 villas began to go bankrupt, such Jeonse fraud has become prevalent throughout Korea. However, the problem goes deeper than just the villa kings, and there is a huge hidden background to the issue. Moreover, more and more people in their 20s and 30s are making extreme choices due to such Jeonse fraud. The Korean government has attempted to solve the Jeonse problem through various measures such as the Housing Lease Protection Act under the Moon Jae-in government. This act aimed to protect the tenant's rights through the right to recast contract renewal, the upper limit on monthly rent, and the reporting tax on monthly rent. However, studies have shown that these three lease laws have caused an increase in real estate prices. In fact, the Moon Jae-in government ultimately failed to address the real estate problem, resulting in a significant drop in support at the end of its term and a regime change in the Democratic Party of Korea with the power of the people. However, even the current Yoon government has failed to solve the real estate problem. For Koreans, real estate is not just a place to live, but also a means of livelihood. It has become more than just a simple residential space. The question remains that, how can we solve these real estate problems? So thank you for watching this video, and please don't forget to click the subscribe and the like button.